Hey everyone, hey wellness crew, and welcome to today's video. I just wanted to talk a little bit about how it's going with my continuing education and do a little bit of a demo with Reiki. It's been going really well. So what I'm doing currently is I'm taking 3 different life coaching accreditation courses. They're interesting, to say the least. They're interesting. I'm learning a lot, that's for sure. um, I thought that life coaching was going to be, where I was going to find, the most passion and the most, stuff. But in all actuality, I know a lot about life coaching through wellness coaching, through authenticity coaching, through quite factually being a personal trainer. um, it kind of already had all those elements in it. So a lot of it is more review. Um, some components that are more specialized are like the REBT, and this will trip you out a bit, but the hypnosis. I just wanted to have different modalities, different tools to use for my clients to be able to help them out through different things. And I wanted to be able to utilize skills that maybe not every single person has. So I wanted to have a lot of tools in my toolbox. um, as far as Reiki goes and psychic development goes, I've completed those courses, but I'm going back and I'm going over them again, just because for those of you that don't know this about me, I do have some brain trauma, or head trauma, I should say. So, and I have ADHD. So retaining information, holding on to it, is sometimes not always something that I'm like the best at doing. And also too, I really want to get into it, and the meditations and stuff that Lisa Moore has in her courses is incredible. And again, if you want to get into her courses, if you want to, really develop yourself in Reiki, or develop yourself intuitively, all you need to do is go to www.lisamohr, that's LISAMOHR/Jenna, or use the code Jenna at checkout, and you'll get 10% off of one item or course or book or whatever it is that you're wanting to purchase. Okay. And I say this because, in comparison into what I've gotten out of everything, and I'm about to get into my holistic health practitioner certification, uh, which is like 50 something hours long. And Lisa's courses are approximately 11 hours long, 10 to 12 hours long. The most I've gotten out of any of the courses I've taken, the life coaching courses, are, I think, maybe 13 hours long, something like that. The most I've gotten out of any of my courses, anything that I've taken, has been Lisa's, hands down. Right? The best investment I've made. So much so that I plan on taking the live training in August that's coming up. God willing that there's still a spot available for me. But I've been really blessed and have been granted with a lot of abundance. Things have just been happening for me, and opportunities have just been popping up for me. And a lot of it has been through just simply hard work, through constantly being on social media and constantly promoting myself, and honestly not even really promoting things that I intended to promote, but it worked out. So hey, it works out great, fantastic for me. um, I'm not going to turn down opportunities to grow. And the thing is that I would love to be able to become a master teacher for the Moore method. That's my goal. I would love to be able to teach the more method of Reiki, or I'm sorry, the more method of healing. So that style of Reiki, I would like to be able to teach that to people. I would like to grow that, because that's something to me that has been the most helpful. That's something to me that has been the most healing. That's something to me that I've seen dramatic results, because it's Reiki with law of attraction and with energy protection. Not only that, but in the psychic development courses, you just get so much more. It's insane. It's just insane. I'm not going to get into like full depth, all this kind of stuff, but what I'm going to say is that if you feel as though you may be empathic or maybe intuitive, or you're not sure, heck, go to her website, and there's a course she has called The More Essentials, I believe. Take that. It's kind of a little like, entrance into everything Lisa and everything that she teaches. And you get a little taste of everything. Just so that way just so that way you can kind of see. And again, like, use Jenna at checkout. What do you have to lose? Nothing. You aren't going to lose anything. You're only going to gain and benefit and prosper from this. I'm living proof of this. I've only been a student of hers for not even 3 months, under 3 months. And I am seeing nothing but abundance occur. I'm seeing nothing but, positive changes. And, there's also some changes that are happening that I don't, go into detail and talk about, because it's my personal life. And I only really feel comfortable sharing with her and the, what I always say the collective, but, she has a group of us that we don't maybe always feel the most comfortable on social media. Like for me, for example, I post, but am I a scroller? No. I find scrolling to be harmful, so I don't scroll. I'm a creator, but I'm not a scroller. Comments and stuff like that, they're not always the most positive, or there's a lot of trolls, or there's a lot of this, and it can be very damaging to a person that's sensitive, to a person that's empathic. So I understand people's hesitancy to be on social media. Well, Lisa developed this amazing community, and for a very low price, you can be a part of this community. You can develop your intuitive skills. You can have more access to Lisa. You can have access to a group of people that are nothing but welcoming and nothing but supportive on your journey. There's so many ways. Just go to her website and check it out. That's, again, www.lisamohr.com, lisamohr.com. Anyways, so yeah, the most education and all that I've gotten has been from her courses, for sure, and from her books. Yeah, absolutely. Her books are incredible. In fact, I just got, what was it? I'm blanking on this. These are things that I should like look up and really know before, but let's see. Something about wisdom. Okay, but anyways, but I'm excited to read it. I'm super stoked. And I was like, okay, after I create my content for today, then for sure I'm going to start reading. Now the big course I'm working on right now is the Holistic Health Practitioner certification. So we're talking about over 50 hours of work to get through. So much quote unquote homework to get through. And I'm just gonna tell you, it's so funny because it reminds me of like a waspy hippie type of course, because it kind of uses a lot of vocabulary that will weed out anyone that doesn't really have, a certain type of education, or that, hasn't at least gained it from, reading and stuff like that. You will be so lost if you don't have some form of education. I'm learning a lot from that. The etheric, the causal, the astral bodies. I just saw it as a way and a means to help with, or be like in conjunction with Reiki. And also, it was just one of those things where I saw it on Instagram and I was like, oh my gosh. That's been happening a lot, right? So Instagram, I need to stay off of Instagram for sure. But I'm on Instagram a lot because of my friends and my family, and because of promotion, right? Simply promoting things I love, promoting things I believe in, promoting things I care about. So yeah. but yeah, I've just felt as though that there's been a lot of really positive changes, a lot of really wonderful things that have been happening and going on. And I just signed up for, I was doing remote Reiki healing with Lisa. And again, that was going fantastic. And it's so funny because she would, write up my summary and she'd be saying things. And I was like, how does she know this? How does she know, how does she know these things? And this last session was predictive, because I was like, I know that she could, because there was this one specific thing that she said. Again, I want to protect my privacy. There's this one specific thing that she said about a body part of mine. And she was absolutely 100% correct, in the sense that there has been a PTSD thing having to do with this particular body part. But it was almost also, and so I thought that's what she meant, or that was my, what I gained from it. No, it turns out she was predicting me getting sick. Because right now, I'm fighting off a return of my autoimmune disease, ramping up again. So I've, put on about 6 pounds in inflammation and all this kind of stuff. And I'm experiencing a lot of joint pain, a lot of things like that. And what's been going on? I have not been doing my self-healing as much as I was, because I've been very much involved with this holistic health practitioner certification. So you see, like when you don't, and working, so when you don't have balance, right? When you're not giving yourself enough rest, when you're putting yourself into a high stress position, and that's going to raise your cortisol levels, right? When your focus is too much on like money, or too much on getting things done, for whatever reason, when you're not focused on resting enough, when you're not balanced, it's going to show up in your body. Your body always keeps a score, keeps the score, which actually, that's a really good book as well. But yeah, so are you interested in the Reiki demonstration? I hope you are. All right, let's get it going. So some things I just have to say out loud for my own, just how I channel it. I have to still say them out loud. That's just how I'm used to it, how I've learned to channel Reiki, how I process things. So let me go ahead and just start. So, all right, top of my head, to my body, to my feet, to the core of the earth, from the core of the earth, to my feet, to my body, out the top of my head, out my right hand, into my left, bubbling up. Okay. So I'm going to beam some healing Reiki energy towards you. Okay. It's going to be, I'm going to aim for a specific area, but it's going to be in your upper body. And in the comments, what I want you to do is let me know where you feel it. And if you practice Reiki, I would like you to try to beam it back to me. Okay? I'll give you a hint. I am going for 2 chakras. All right, awesome. And sometimes it's just, you just forget. You get so busy, you have all these things happening, you get hyper focused. I'm a former people pleaser, and I'm struggling with suppressing my type A personality. And so putting myself first and caring for myself first, that has to come first. And I'm very honest, being an authenticity coach means I'm going to be authentic with you. And I'm going to let you know, hey, sometimes your girl's going to forget. Sometimes your girl's going to do exactly what she coaches against. But, I like to keep it real. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Be well, stay wild.